This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
The new LinkedIn Hiring Pro can't undo your last hire. The human postponer. They were the master of one phrase. I'll circle back on that. But 3 months later, you are the one doing all their work and wondering how big that circle is. But LinkedIn Hiring Pro can take the hiring load off your plate by automating the hiring busy work from the initial job post to scheduling interviews. Hire right the first time with LinkedIn Hiring Pro. Post a free job today at linkedin.com/quality.
Welcome to Holocron History, Star Wars Canon versus Legends, where we take a deep dive into the Star Wars universe, such as characters, creatures, stories, and so much more. Hosted by Ben of Temeria and Kadojo.
Welcome back, Adepts Acolytes, to another episode of Holocron History, Star Wars Canon vs. Legends. I am one of your hosts, Brandon, or also known as Ben of Temeria, and always with me is my good friend, Kadojo.
Hello there.
And we are here to bring you more Old Republic content. And, last week we talked about the Cold War, specifically in the starting events of, Star Wars The Old Republic. Now we're going to go into part 1 of 2, the Galactic War, which is essentially what kicks off from Act 2 of all the storylines.
Yeah.
Is it? It's Act 2.
Yeah, Prologue and Act 1 is pretty much dealing with the end of the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just getting ready to kick up, start again, throw hands.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, they are. And so... oh no, my show notes.
Uh-oh.
There we go. So, getting a little bit how the Galactic War starts. So the return of the Sith Empire, known space in 3681 BBY, marked a turning point in the galaxy affairs. The Galactic Republic had suffered greatly in the recent centuries. The ferocious war unleashed by the Empire posed an existential threat unlike anything in living memory. Yes, it did. After nearly 3 decades of fighting, the two powers settled on an uneasy truce meant to conclude the war. Over a decade of peace followed, but it was neither civil nor enduring. Long-standing grievances, exacerbated by the actions of powerful individuals on both sides, served to reignite the paused conflict into war once again.
So the most intense war they've had before this was probably the Great Hyperspace War, where the Sith figured out, there's a republic full of people, full of future slaves that we can enslave.
Right.
And that did not last long. It really didn't. The Sith kind of screwed themselves over.
That's true.
And then during the Decade of Peace, the Republic kind of started getting its act together, getting more shipyards, and they actually had a proper military this time. So when this new war kicks off, the Republic isn't caught with their pants down again.
Yeah, no, they have. Yeah, and like you said, they have a proper military, which most through the Republic's history, they typically don't have a military because they don't want to have they have like.
They don't want a Palpatine. They were trying to prevent a Palpatine from happening.
Well, look where that went. So getting into the actual Galactic War. So, at the end of the peace treaty that was aggressively pursued by Darth Barris through his apprentice, Barris set up in motion his years in the making Plan Zero, a plot to unfold with the twofold objectives of assassinating the Republic's war trust military leadership, and in doing, ignite a war with which the Republic would no longer be in the leadership necessary to prevail.
So this is your character be a Sith warrior class, I think.
Yes. Yeah, this is Sith warrior.
Okay.
Yeah, Barris is your master.
I get warrior and inquisitor confused. Their masters' names
Yeah,
confused.
Barris is warrior, Zash is inquisitor.
Sash, that's right.
And the mission was an imperial success, seeing Barris's apprentice eliminate every one of the targets to reignite open war between the Empire and the Republic. So,
Just poke the bear. Just poke the bear.
your Sith
Poke it hard
warrior
enough.
is the one that starts the war. Hooray! So, at the start of hostilities, both powers were beset by serious threats from within. The intervening decades of relative peace had not been idle one for the covert communities of the galaxy, seeing many deep cover of operatives installed who could seriously undermine the war effort on both sides.
So yeah, during that decade of peace, both sides were trying to plant operatives in each other's governments, military installations.
Yep.
It's like spy versus spy, but less comedy.
Yes, absolutely. So the Sith Emperor's long-term project, the Children of the Emperor, saw his agents unwittingly placed in the Republic society, each rising to levels of significant power and influence. Among them, Sio Bakarn, a member of the Jedi Council. While most were unaware of their true natures, they remained puppets to the Emperor's will, bound to obey his wishes. It fell to the Jedi Order's SWTOR to seek out these agents and remove them as threats. A quest we took them to Voss and Corellia, among other places. Which this is the Jedi Counselor.
Counselor. Yeah. I did the counselor story. I can't remember it to save my life, other than you're trying to save.
This was Act 3, because Voss and Corellia is in Act 3.
God, I must have been speed running at that point just to get a healer for raiding.
You might have. So within the inner circles of the Empire, Darth Barris made his own play for power, seriously threatening the stability of state. The successful completion of Plan Zero saw Barris elevated into the Dark Council, where he soon acted against his Emperor. Barris saw it to that the current embodiment of the Emperor's voice would be trapped on the planet Voss with no means of escape. So yes, this is where Barris backstabs you in the Sith Warrior storyline.
Yeah.
He straight up backstabs you, which, is expected.
It shouldn't come as a surprise. Sith always backstab each other.
Yeah, no, this was like totally, it's like, oh, shocker, your master betrays you and you have to kill him. Shocker.
Pikachu face.
In the Emperor's absence, Barris falsely claimed to be the new Emperor's voice in order that he could rule the Empire himself. However, in his play for power, Barris betrayed his apprentice. This would set off a chain of events leading to his apprentice being named the Emperor's Wrath, who would then go on to slay Barris in single combat.
Now, I remember you having to slay Barris. I remember you have to slay Barris first, then you get named Emperor's Wrath.
Yeah, well, yes. Yeah.
So.
But like this was so full circle, like apprentice, and then becoming a Sith Lord at the end of Act 1, Act 1. You get to become a Sith Lord, and then you becoming you get betrayed, and then you take your vengeance on your master. And you succeed, which, full circle with, standard Sith practice. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
typical
awesome.
Sith.
And the best thing is, like, dark side tendencies, like, your options for the dark side stuff when you're doing dialogue options, like, so the Sith Inquisitor force lightnings everything. This Sith Warrior, you just force choke people to death. It's great. It's great. So after a length of time as a willing servant of the Emperor, the Jedi Knight, known as the hero Tython, was redeemed and freed. The spirit of the hero's old master, Orgus Din, helped to break the influence of the Emperor's will, while physically freed with the assistance of the Imperial turncoat, Lord Scourge.
Now, Lord Scourge was in the Star Wars novel Revan. He was initially helping Revan to kill the Emperor, saw a vision, decided to turn on Revan in favor of assisting you like 3 centuries later.
Yeah, he sees the vision as like, oh, it's not time. It's not yet time to take down the Emperor, and sees a different figure fighting said Emperor. That
Although
wasn't Revan.
To be fair, Revan, the KOTOR 2 main character, and Scourge was a pretty stacked team to go against the Emperor.
No kidding, right? Game. You have the Jedi Outcasts, you have Revan and the Lord Scourge in a squad together. Like like literally what you would have in KOTOR 1 and 2, because you only have you and 2 other characters. That's a pretty good team, if I do say myself. It's pretty stacked. And yet you lose. So shows you how strong the Emperor was at the time. So Scourge, while no friend to the Jedi or the Republic, knew that the Emperor had designs that went beyond political or philosophical differences. The Emperor planned to use a Sith ritual to enhance his own power and lifespan by destroying all life in the galaxy.
Okay, I love this. I'm not your friend, but right now we have a bigger enemy, the Emperor. He wants to kill us all.
He wants
to commit another
galaxy-wide genocide.
Yeah.
No.
Which is weird, because he wants to kill the entire galaxy, move to another galaxy, and just live a quote-unquote normal lives.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Be a farmer, merchant. It's
don't believe that one bit.
What?
Nope. I mean, we see him on Zakul when he's Valkorian, and like he was already doing that as Valkorian. Like, what was the point? Though then again, like when you get to Knights of the Fallen Empire, Knights of the Eternal Throne, and you see Valkorian and everything, or even watch the CGI trailers, like he doesn't care about wiping out the galaxy at that point. He's already long gone. It's like, I'm just going to do my own thing. I'm not going to do this ritual anymore.
Well, he's switching back and forth.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Zakul Empire was just a backup plan.
Yeah,
just in case.
I believe so. I think you're right. It's been a minute. So, Scourge. Oh, I already did that. Armed with his knowledge, the hero, Scourge, and their allies set out to stop the Emperor's plan. When word came that fanatically loyal followers of the Emperor had attacked the Republic-frozen world of Belsavis, a group knew that it would be the first target of the Emperor's genocidal plans. Upon arrival at Belsavis, the group fought to end the Imperial incursion and avert their mission before the Emperor's ritual could begin.
Now, Belsavis is an interesting planet. It's essentially an ice world, but the Republic carves out giant circles of the ice to the ground level and makes that the prison. So there's literally no walls for them to scale. If they do scale them, they're out in the middle of frozen wasteland.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's like, well, that's a pretty good idea.
No, it is. It's a very good idea. Honestly, you could do that on Hoth. I don't know why they just don't do that on Hoth.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure they lost technology to carve out the ice.
Yeah, maybe. So, while there, the group encountered the Dreadmasters, a group of immensely powerful dark side users who had been incarcerated for several decades. In the chaos, the Dreadmasters were able to escape from their imprisonment, which would have dire consequences for the galaxy in the following year. Which then this goes to... Raid. Yeah, then it goes to that raid. Is it a raid or is it a flashpoint?
It's a raid. There's like maybe 1 or 2 flashpoints with them as the end boss, but then like 5 of them are part of the last 5 are part of a raid.
Isn't there only 5?
No, there's like 7.
Oh, okay. Anyway. So not long after that incident on Belsavis, another on Voss, the Republic and the Empire came to blows in the major armed battle of the New War. Imperial forces under the command of Darth Decimus, I think that's how you say his name?
Decimus,
thank you. After months of negotiations with the corrupt officials, launched a full-scale invasion of the pretentious core world of Corellia. In spite of the in spite of the negotiated that agreement, I don't know why I can't talk. With some officials, Imperial forces conquered many areas by force anyway. Well,
now this, as a Jedi Knight, this was one of my favorite areas.
Really?
Well, I like the story for this planet.
Okay.
because you're essentially given like full command of Corellia and are leading
True.
forces on the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. As a Jedi Knight. Yeah, I haven't done
Yeah.
haven't gotten that far as a Jedi counselor yet. I'm planning on playing probably a bit more SWTOR when it gets closer to May 4th, because they always bring back the double XP.
Oh yeah.
So that way I don't have to do the world planet story stuff, because I already done it all on both my warrior or Sith warrior and Jedi Knight. So I don't want to do all that all over again. So the Imperial invasion of Corellia marked the Emperor's third attempt at mass murder in order to start the galaxy-destroying ritual of Sith sorcery. The hero, Scourge, and their allies rushed to the beleaguered world to avert the crisis. Learning that the Jedi Counselor turned Sith Emperor fanatic, Tor Braga, sorry, was leading the operation. I was like, wait, what?
I don't remember that in the
It's
storyline.
like, I don't remember. What? Okay. Eventually, the hero was able to confront their old ally and defeated him in combat before returning the Keldor Master to the light.
Yeah.
Okay, that I do remember.
Yeah, I think he was part of the. I think he was part of that strike force that went after the Emperor and got captured.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. In the months of the fighting and occupation, Corellia suffered millions of casualties. Well,
Now,
no doubt.
funny enough, Corellia has its own Jedi, the Green Robe Jedi.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Which is unoriginal, but seriously, there is a sect of Jedi just called the Green Robe Jedi. That's stationed solely on Corellia. I can't remember why, but there you go.
They are. So, pressing their victory, the Republic and the Jedi forces pushed onto a bold counterstrike, a direct attack on the Imperial capital planet Drum Kos, and with it, an attack on the Sith Emperor himself. Bum bum. Again, this is all your Jedi Knight stuff.
Yeah.
So while the Republic fleet engaged in the Imperial First Defense Fleet in orbit, a strike team commanded by the hero Tython descended to the stormy world to confront the Emperor and determine the fate of the galaxy. After battling their way through the Imperial capital, the team entered the inner sanctum of the Emperor, the Dark Temple. The group separated to pursue various objectives, while the hero went on with his faithful droid companion T-701 to battle the Dark Overlord.
Now, this was also a fun little solo instance, from what I remember. Because gets separated in T7 stairs. I almost kind of wish he kind of broadcasted the fight to the entire galaxy.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd been cool. Personally, I took Kira when I did this. I didn't take T7, I took Kira.
I think I took T7 because I knew he couldn't be corrupted in my story mind.
Yeah, fair. So they're here in the Emperor in a new voice body since the last encounter on Voss, battle ferociously with the Emperor employing numerous dark side abilities and tricks to defeat his opponent. Ultimately, however, the hero prevailed and slew the Emperor's host. His consciousness critically damaged, the essence of the Emperor retreated to his own body to hibernate for rest and recovery. Though the Emperor was not completely defeated, his state had been effectively left without a ruler.
Yeah, and so this body was like the second or third one, because his original body was a pure-blooded Sith, or half-blooded Sith.
And then his second one was Vitiate. Well, so it's...
Or third body.
His third body's his third body's Valkorian. This was more like this entity that, or his host that you fight on the Drum Kos is more of a puppet rather than a body.
Yeah. So which he didn't know at the time.
Correct. Like at this point, like in the story, his main body is Valkorian. Like that's his main body over in on Zakul and the Internal Empire and all that stuff. He was just using his consciousness and using that in a essentially a puppet body. Essentially what like Palpatine does in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. Which I remember reading somewhere or listening somewhere that the Sith Emperor would be gone for weeks at a time, not talking to anybody from his temple. It's like, well, that's when he's over in the Zakul Empire running things. He's like jumping back and forth.
Right. Yep. And then the defeat of the Sith Emperor, while not initially revealed to the public by either power, was a stunning blow to the Empire, but it did not have hoped for an effect of assuring swift Republic victory. Rather, it served to splinter the larger conflict into a number of smaller ones, as various factions rose and vied for prominence in the ensuing chaos.
Which isn't a bad thing. The Republic is still one unified force, while the Sith Empire is slowly breaking apart, in fighting itself for power.
Absolutely. So,
which in any other case, in any other game, that would literally be endgame. That would how this war would end and the Republic would return back to peace. But since it's an MMO, we gotta keep this thing going.
Absolutely, and we're still waiting to win the next this year's. They have one more major update for the storyline for the Legacy of the Sith, and then they'll be announcing. I think when they do the live ladder for that, they'll also announce, "Hey, this is what we're coming up with in the following till at the end of the year with the next expansion." So we'll see. But anyway, let's take a quick mid-break, thank our patrons, and we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast instead of doom scrolling? Smart move. Another smart move? Getting help from one of State Farm's 19,000 local agents when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Choice Hotels get you more of what you value. Comfort Inn, it's calling your name. Save on the stay. Oh, and free waffles are yours to claim. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
All right, welcome to the middle of the show. We're talking about everything podcast. There's nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. Here we're going to thank all of our amazing patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And if you do want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/holocronhistories, where you can get ad-free episodes or even join us once a month on the show itself. You can also leave us ratings and reviews on Apple and Spotify. Leave 5-star review on Apple with some words or a nice Spotify comment. I'll read it out loud the next time on the show. Let me see what we have here.
Uh-oh. He's panicking. No.
Sorry, no, it's my niece again. She loves being angry. So we do have a couple on Spotify. We have Nino commenting back on, oh god, this was a Mandalorian history, episode 39.
Wow.
And saying, man, I already got so many spoilers from KOTOR from the cast that I think I'll play it before listening further, LOL. Well, I mean, it is a 20-year-old plus game, so...
Yeah. Well, it's probably new to her.
To Nino, whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, Nino.
And then Warmeister, back on our Cold Wars, says, I always love your guys' episodes. Helps me when I'm traveling for work or just working out. Love the Old Republic era and can't wait for you guys to talk about the High Republic. Yes, well, I mean, eventually we'll talk about High Republic, that's for sure.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's
just Old Republic is our bread and butter. We just love it.
Yeah, the High Republic is relatively new and it's just kind of finished up.
It just finished up last year in 2025.
Oh,
so,
God.
Yeah. God, when did it start? It started in what, 2020? 2020? That sounds about right.
Yeah, it took them 5 years to tell a 3-year story. Of course.
Well, you have 3 major authors collaborating with each other doing these books, which is really cool.
Well, for the mainline books, yeah. Because you got like the kids books, comic books.
You know what's funny is all that stuff is intertwined in the books. They take references, they'll like in the adult novels, the main novels, will take stuff from the young adult novels, or characters from the young adult novels will appear in the adult novels, to where if you're only reading the adult ones, it's like, who the heck is this kid? Or who's the heck is this Padawan or this Jedi Knight? I don't know who this is. And you find out later that, oh, they're in a completely separate book that actually took place before this book.
Yeah.
There was a lot to listen and read in that in the High. Oh my God. It was also the first time that like Star Wars has a cohesive book series among multiple authors, and it's telling all one cohesive story.
Well, they definitely had it planned out before it started.
Oh, absolutely did. Absolutely.
They actually sat down and planned stuff out with this, which good for them to actually doing that.
Yeah, compared to where we go back to Legends, is like it's just like there's so many inconsistencies and stuff that happens in all the books, and it's just like whatever, do whatever you want. So, I mean, in Legends, none of it was actually canon anyway. By the way,
well, in the end,
no, even during the whole like when the EU was even a thing, like there was a tier list of what's considered canon and what's not. All the movies were considered canon, or anything that had George Lucas's name on it was canonical, which is still to this day. And then that was the top tier. The one below it was specific comics and games / books. Like it was only specific things, and then anything else under that is considered EU, expanded universe, but it was never considered canon. That's what, like, I know a lot of Star Wars fans get confused with what's canon, what's Legends, what was EU. Before Disney took it, none of the KOTOR was never canonical. It just fitted very well with what we had because it was so far back. So it didn't even mess with anything. So, yeah, it's called the G canon. Is what it was called. You can look it up. That's literally was the legitimate term by Lucasfilm. They called it G canon for George Lucas, or for George Cannon. So, oh gosh, my sister-in-law's man. But you can also find us on a few different Discord servers: the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, as well as my own Discord servers, the Ben and Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can find this show and all the other shows that I host, which are the Dragon Ball Lorecast, the Final Fantasy Lorecast, the Gundam Lorecast, the Wizard World Lorecast, and the Witcher Lorecast. On top of this one. Yay. Right now, it's really only the 5 out of 6 because Wizard World's, we're not doing any more episodes for that one. Because you can only do so much with 7 books. Yeah, my niece is not happy. I apologize for anybody who hears a screaming 2-year-old. I know why they call it the Terrible Twos. Yeah. Anyway, news-wise, oh my gosh, she's banging on the door. News-wise, Mall started, as of us recording, by the way. So we're recording on a Tuesday. It's dropped yesterday on a Monday. It's awesome. But it's only 2 episodes so far. It's 2 episodes every week. Oh my god, was it awesome. It's so good. The animation style they use for this is so freaking good. I really like it. It's a completely new...
Have they set the name of the planet, by the way? Because it's not within the Empire yet. Yeah, which planet they're on.
They're on Coruscant.
No, they're not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You sure it's not Coruscant?
I am fairly certain it's not Coruscant.
I mean, it's a city.
It might
planet.
look like Coruscant. I think it's just a densely populated city, but because I think if it was on Coruscant, there would have been a lot more Imperial presence there.
We're about to find out.
Oh, here it is.
Planet Janix.
Ha! Told ya.
It's in the mid-rim. Okay, so it's not Coruscant. I thought it was. But it's in the mid-rim, and it's called Janix. Huh. Urbanized environment and untouched by the is untouched by the Galactic Empire. Oh.
So I think this is still like only a few years after the Empire's formed.
Oh yeah. It's within the like I would say a couple years after minimum.
But this also shows. This show also shows Maul's obsession of having an apprentice. I don't know why, but he wants an apprentice.
It takes approximately 18 years before the Battle of Yavin.
So yeah, about 2 years. 2 years?
3 years before Rebels. Right? Because Rebels was 15, wasn't it?
No, Rebels was 5.
It was 5 years?
Yeah, because
Ezra
was born on the day the Republic turned into an empire. His birthday is
Empire Day. Yeah. You're right.
So.
Oh my God, she is going on a freaking rampage.
Hulk smash.
Not good. It's not. They leave the first weekend of May, and I honestly can't wait. I love them being here, but I am tired of the screaming. I'm tired. I just wish I had this room more soundproofed so where I don't hear it. Also, in Star Wars news, what was there? Maul is already been confirmed as getting a season 2.
Oh, that's right. She said.
Yeah, which is crazy. And then Star Wars Eclipse is having problems. I don't know if you've seen that stuff.
I haven't heard anything. No, I haven't heard anything about them yet.
So most of the game has been developed and completed. The problem is the development now is extremely slow, and that's because they're running out of funds. And the studio, I forget who owns Quantum Dream, is hoping that a specific game that they launched sometime this year helps fund them. If not, they're going to sell Quantum Dream. Yeah. So we'll see. But and then in Star Wars: The Old Republic, since we're talking about SWTOR stuff today, they now have items based off the Maul show. Lightsabers and armors. Inspired.
Jeez,
it's inspired. It's freaking Star Wars. It's SWTOR. They always have that stuff real quick.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. Oh my God, this kid. All right. With that though, let's get back into more of the Galactic War.
If you're a QuickBooks customer looking to grow without the growing pains, you need the Intuit ERP, the AI native ERP that upgrades right from QuickBooks. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Cats, this ad is for you. Has your human ever called you picky, persnickety, choosy? If so, Perfect Bistro Cat Food is for you. With ingredients like wild-caught tuna and pasture-raised lamb, tantalizing textures, and delectable flavors that meet even the most discerning cat standards. You're not picky, you're just perfectionists. Perfect Bistro, mealtime perfection for every cat. Have your human visit perfectbistro.com.
All right, so one of the first to seize advantage of the new circumstances was the long dissatisfied Sith Lord Darth Malgus. Nursing decades-long grudges against the Dark Council over the Treaty of Coruscant, as well as for their own infighting and exclusionary practices, Malgus seized the opportunity to proclaim himself ruler of the new empire.
Yeah, which takes place on Ilum. He's a Flashpoint boss.
Yeah, this is like
what really peeves me
base
off
game.
Is that he was in all 3 SWTOR trailers.
And they put it to where like, oh my God, this is the big bad. And then you play the game and it's like you come across him like a few times until like Legacy of the Sith.
Yeah. And then you see him a little bit as a Jedi Knight.
Very seldom. It's mainly flashpoints. Actually, it's mainly flashpoints. I think that's the only time you actually see him is in flashpoints.
Yeah, for the most part. It's like, wow. Great character. Too bad they underutilize him till Legacy.
And
of
he's
Sith.
the collector's edition statue. Because I
Yeah.
have it. I have it on one of my desks. Or dressers, or whatever one it is. I have the statue of him, and that was the collector's edition of SWTOR. And he's not even the big bad. You barely come across him in the Empire side. It's crazy. So, already in possession of the Foundry facility from the early struggle with Revan, Emperor Malgus also seized control of the Sith Emperor's now abandoned space station. Malgus quickly searched out allies and others sympathetic to his belief that the Sith could only survive and be improved by constant warfare.
Yeah, Malgus, he kind of broke during the siege of Coruscant. He says, this galaxy will burn. All of it will burn, Jedi and Sith alike.
Well, they killed his lover, so...
Well, no, he killed his own lover.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She became a liability, so he had to kill her.
Yeah, and that's what turned him over the edge.
Yeah, and what's really sad is he really did love her. Yeah. He really did.
He did.
But the Sith part of him won and realized, you're a liability. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So among the new allies was the Schism Collective, a technology adept group who quickly adapted the Foundry's mass production technologies for the use of the Emperor's space station. Following a string of victories in the unknown regions, Malgus and his forces gathered and struck at Ilum, a planet notable both as a place sacred to the Jedi Order as well as the natural production of Edogen crystals. The goal for the new empire were twofold. First, Malgus intended to destroy both the Republic and Sith Empire forces there as punishment for disloyalty. And then second, the capture of the planet's crystals would provide an invaluable military resource for the fledgling state. The already contested world quickly found itself besieged by a new player in the Galactic War.
Yeah, which is weird that Ilum, a closely guarded secret, has now become a war world, essentially.
Is it a secret, though? Is it?
Well, in my readings, it's always stated that when the Jedi joined the Republic, it was one of the cornerstones that Ilum was to be their planet and no information about it was to be released to the Republic at all.
I call
not
bull.
Even the Senate.
I call bull. BS. BS. Anyway, so both Republic and Imperial forces were forced to turn and engage the new Imperial attackers, which was ultimately to benefit the Republic as the two Imperial groups whittled away at each other's strength, which they did, which is great. A strike team was eventually able to board Malgus's commandeered space station and fight their way to his throne room. There, Malgus was defeated in combat, bringing it into his new empire. I will say, though, that fight is BS. Because he can force you like off a freaking ledge and kill you, and it has happened to me, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
The only way to win that fight is literally to weaken him and then use concussion grenades to push him off the edge of the platform into the abyss.
No, I've beaten him in like single-handed combat. It's not fun.
That Flashpoint?
Mm-hmm. They have definitely dumbed it down in the years to where it's like when it originally launched, it was hard as hell.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Not so much now.
Do not quote the old Lost to me. I was there when they were written.
Oh my god. So the assault on Ilum, the first major threat, had turned into an overwhelming victory for the Republic forces. Malgus' new empire was vanquished, and in the fighting, the Sith Empire's forces on Ilum had severely reduced. The outcome of the battle left the Republic firmly in control of Ilum and deprived the Sith Empire of access to the valuable Edogen crystals.
Now, by the way,
what these crystals do.
I think they're lightsaber crystals.
Oh, they're just lightsaber crystals.
Yeah.
So they're kyber crystals.
Yeah. But they, for some reason, call them Edogen. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
But I would like to point out the war's kicked off, and so far the Sith are not doing well.
Nope. No, they are not.
Corellia was like the one major battle they had. Everything else has just been a skirmish at this point.
Pretty much. So now the Ascendant Spear, a Terminus-class destroyer, by design began the modified into a long-range battlecruiser near the end of the Cold War. With an enhanced hyperdrive capabilities and devastating mega laser primary weapon, the Ascendant Spear was considered by many to be an Imperial superweapon. It would be commanded directly by Darth Carid through a cybernetic interface. Dun dun. The Republic had become aware of the ship several years earlier when a covert SIS operation and uncovered its existence in the Vestla system. Eventually, the understanding of the threat consolidated into a mission to Imperial space, in which SIS agent Theron Shan teamed with Jedi Master Nostoral to steal a black cipher encryption device from the Empire in order to track the ship's movements. This is where we first get Theron at least in the game. There is a book that he's in.
And I'm pretty sure we're going back a little bit in time here and going over the Jedi Counselor story.
No, this is a Flashpoint.
Really?
Yep. This is a full-on Flashpoint.
I do not remember that.
Yep. So the functionality of the encryption device was proven when the SIS learned of an impending Imperial attack on the Republic Agerworld Ruon. But in order to protect the knowledge that the Republic possessed the cipher device, Supreme Commander Jace Malcolm was unable to send any military assistance to aid the doomed world. The Imperial forces attacked, killing thousands and destroying Ruin's agricultural production capabilities. Now, Jace Malcolm, if you watch the CG trailers, specifically the one on Alderaan, he is he's also in Korban. Yeah, he's in the Korban one too. He is the Republic trooper with like the heavy laser gun,
armor.
the heavy armor, who eventually gets together with Satele and have their kid Theron.
Now, to be
AKA
fair,
SIS operative.
To be fair, odds are they were actually probably working together for the first decade of that war.
Oh yeah,
so they probably became close.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
And by the way, I find the not allegory, but similar here because they figured out the cipher for the Empire, but had to let a world die. Now, if you ever watch Enigma Machine, starring Sherlock Holmes guy, Benedict Cumberland. Yeah, he plays the guy who breaks the Nazi cipher machine, Enigma.
Wait, is that the one with Keira Knightley in there?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, with the crossword puzzle and
once
stuff.
In the movie, once they figured out the Enigma machine, they figured out also that a civilian transport is going to be crushed. It's like, we can't tell anybody. Otherwise, Nazis will figure out we cracked their code.
Yep. So, Carrot began selection of her new target while Republic Force hurriedly arranged for a trap to be laid. Through the actions of Republic covert intelligence, Darth Carrot was lured into attacking the Republic shipyard and the planet Duro. The ambush was a success. The Republic forces under Supreme Commander Malcolm were able to engage and destroy the fleet commanded by Moff Nezor. That sounds like a Pokemon.
Nezor.
It does. Does it not? Which in turn allowed Agent Shan and Master Nostoral to infiltrate the Ascendant Spear itself. The pair were able to defeat Carid, and the Imperial superweapon was destroyed.
I do not remember this at all.
Maybe this was the book. Maybe this wasn't the...
I don't think it's a book.
Oh, no. I think this is in-game. Let me see. Appearances. Yeah, he's in Annihilation, which is the book that has, which is specifically Theron. trying to see. Oh no, it's the book. It is the book. Yeah, it's the Annihilation book. I'm literally looking the publisher summary for it.
Oh.
It's the book. That's why we don't remember any of it, because it's in the book that I never got to read or listen to.
Oh, it's that. Okay, it's literally the one book I never listened to.
Because I've listened to Deceived, I've listened to Revan.
Let's see.
What was the other one? There's two more. There's Annihilation, and then there's
Well, let's see. There's Smuggler's Vanguard, The Third Lesson, Fatal Alliance, Deceived,
Fatal Alliance.
Revan,
Wait,
The Last
what?
Battle.
There's only 4 Old Republic novels.
Well, yeah, 4 novels, 3 short stories.
There's 3 short stories?
Yep, Smuggler's Vanguard, The Third Lesson, The Last Battle of Colonel Jace Malcolm. And then the novels are Fatal Alliance, Deceived, Revan, and Annihilation.
I'm going to look up these short stories. Anyway, coming back to the Dreadmasters, funny enough, your favorite people. So, unknown to the Republic, the apparent death of the Sith Emperor also caused another serious fracture in the Imperial hierarchy. The succession of the recently freed Dreadmasters, long subservient to the Emperor's will, this group of immensely powerful Force wielders found no one worthy of their loyalty after his death, quote-unquote, and struck out on their own with intentions of coming to rule over the galaxy themselves. The machinations of these dreadlords would also lead to the Republican Empire into a fresh round of hostilities. The Dread Host launched a series of surgical strikes on Hutt space designed to sow chaos and uncertainty in the region. Yeah.
I swear, we have to do an episode
Am I giving you
space.
Am I giving you PTSD there?
No. I'm just thinking we have to do an episode on Hutt space because it always bothered me that both the Empire, Republic, and every other faction never moved against the Hutts.
Good point.
Even though they're just a criminal organization.
I think me and Austin talked about Hutt space or Hutt cartel. The Hutt cartel we definitely talked about.
Yeah.
So in response to the attacks of these territories, the Hutt cartel, under the leadership of Karaga, seized control of 10 neutral star systems, in which turn drew the attention of both Republic and Empire. Alarmed by the unexpected threat, both powers sent strike forces to confront the Hutt Supreme Mogul and demand that he answered for it.
Hey,
dun, dun.
Hey, no, only we're allowed to take neutral star systems.
Right?
Stay in your space.
The confrontation on Hutt quickly descended into violence, and the strike team fought their way into the heart of Karaga's palace, where Karaga himself was slain. The immediate threat presented by the naked Hutt aggression had been stopped, but a far more serious threat was revealed. Intelligence gathered from the raid revealed the role in the Dreadmasters' attack and prompting the Hutt's expansionism, putting both the Empire and the Republic on guard against a previously unknown threat. By the way, this is
a raid.
That's the raid. Yeah, but then eventually this is going to go into the rise of the Hutt cartel, the first expansion that SWTOR has. So the damage would have been weight, however, as Hutt aggression had not yet ended in the wake of Karaga the Unyielding's death. Torboro rose to power in a new supreme Morgul of the Hutt cartel, bringing with him grandiose dreams of a galaxy ruled not by the Republic or Sith Empire, but rather by a Hutt empire. The key to Torboro's design lay on the non-aligned world Mekheb, the galaxy's only source of the substance of Isotope 5.
Yeah,
this is an expansion.
Yeah, this is the entire expansion right here. I remember this expansion because it all focused on this Isotope 5.
Mm-hmm. That it did. So Isotope 5 possessed powerful gravity alterating properties, which had the potential to provide a near unlimited source of power. Utilizing this newfound power would allow the Hutts to opportunity to wrest control of the galaxy away from both the major powers.
Sorry, I remember there. I don't think it was a raid. It was more like a. Forgive me for saying this, but a Final Fantasy XIV trial Um, where it's just like one boss that was really hard. It was like some kind of droid, but it wasn't a raid. It was just like a trial
I forget what they
type
call
thing.
those in SWTOR. It's been a minute. I don't know if have I done this. I think I have. I can't remember. So, through a combination of force and bribery of local security forces, the Hutt cartel seized control of McNeb. The capture of the planet drew the ire of both the Republic and Empire, though for markedly different reasons.
Hey,
Sure.
no, we told you no. Stop
Okay.
that.
Within the Republic, officials were alarmed that the invasion was a pretext for a larger Hutt war of conquest, a reasonable concern given Torboro's dreams, while the Empire had identified Isotope 5 as an important means of recovering from the losses they had suffered at Corellia, Dromon and Ilum. Yeah, they were desperate.
Oh yeah, very much so.
That's literally what that means.
They were on the back heel.
So the Republic's arrival initially went well for its emissaries. The McNab locals, with no loyalty to the Hutts, would gladly join the Republic in exchange for the liberation of their world. A mission to rescue the niece of the rebel leader was undertaken, which turned up a shocking new intelligence. The increased ground quakes experienced since the Hutt invasion had been suspected a direct result of the Hutt's deep core drilling projects. Worse, the geologic instability paired with the gravity warping effects of Isotope 5 meant that the time was short before McNeb would be rendered uninhabitable.
First off, if you look at the picture for the niece, it looks a lot like Kira, your Jedi Knight apprentice and romance option.
Oh yeah, they literally just use the same hairstyle. Go figure.
Yeah. Secondly, I also remember this being like, oh, Hutt's just, pillaging a planet for recklessly, like they usually do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but instead, causing the world to go belly up.
Mm-hmm.
So the rescued niece, Dr. Lemda Avesta,
Yeah.
had overheard her that they had believed to be valuable intelligence during her time as a prisoner of the Hutts. Terms such as Project Failsafe and the Ark lent hope to the belief that there were means by which McNeb could be saved from destruction. The intelligence has been misinterpreted. In truth, Project Failsafe was a means by which the insane Hutt leader could flee the planet's destruction with all the mined Isotope 5. Republic forces were successful in capturing the Ark and repurposing it for the evacuation of the people of McNeb. Yeah.
Toro's planet. I'm pretty sure this is where that previously mentioned trial took place, where you have to invade, but there's this giant mech you had to deal with.
I don't remember. So having finally realized that their supreme Morgul was insane, the other leaders of the Hutt cartel turned on him and went to the Republic for help. In exchange for allowing them to join the evacuation aboard the Ark, the Hutts agreed to end their neutrality and join the Galactic War on the side of the Republic. After retrieving the Ark's fuel rods from Torboro's palace, in the process of killing the deranged Hutt leader, the Republic and its allies were able to begin the evacuation of the planet. Even as
Yeah, I like to imagine. Hey guys, we realize we backed the wrong person here. Can we join you and get off?
Can we try again?
Can we join you and get off the planet? Oh, you want our assets and resources for your war effort?
Oh, you don't want to die? So even as the Republic aligned group prepared to flee, Imperial forces had arrived on planet without their knowledge. Racing against time, their force rushed to stabilize the core of the dying world in order to take control of Isotope 5 resources. The mission proved overwhelmingly successful. The planet's core was stabilized, and the process of the surface was devastated by massive tectonic and volcanic activity, which appeared to the Republic forces as the planet destroying itself, just as they expected. Yeah.
Wait a second. Their mission. Wait a second. Racing against time. Oh, so it was the Imperials tricking the Republic, thinking the planet was destroyed when in fact it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, there still is tectonic plates and volcanic activity regardless.
Yeah.
The Battle of McNeb ended up a great boon for the Empire's war ambitions. While the Hutt Cartel was now obscenely allied with the Republic, the Dark Council ruled empire was now in possession of virtually all the Isotope 5 supply.
I don't remember Isotope 5 ever coming in to...
Yeah, I don't think, if I recall, it doesn't
context
come
again.
Really. Yeah, I don't think they ever used it again, in my opinion.
I mean, unless it's used as a power source for their ships, I don't think they ever really mention it again.
Let's see. No, it comes back. It's mentioned in Shadow Revan, Knights of the Fallen Empire, and Eternal Throne, and Onslaught. Yeah,
Really?
That's all mentioned. You don't physically see it or anything, but they're just mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's used in droids too.
Yeah.
So
Schematics of
generate
Isotope 5
strong
droids.
energy shields and more powerful blaster fire.
And by okay, I think it's probably just codexes.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's part 1 of the Galactic War. Part 2 is going to get crazy because that's where the other expansions come into play.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to be spoiled on the expansions, don't listen.
Too late.
Also too late for expansions that have been out for over a decade.
Oh, yeah.
Because Rise of the Hutt Cartel came out in, 2012? 2013? I think.
Maybe. I can't remember.
Let's see.
I think it was only like a year, maybe 2012, because I think it was only a year after the release they did Rise of the Hutt Cartel.
Rise of the Hutt Cartel was 2013.
Really?
April of 2013, so it was only a year and a half. Because Old Republic, SWTOR didn't come out until December of 2011. So it was like almost a year and a half.
Yeah. See, Rise of the Hutt Cartel 2013, Shadow Revan 2014, Fallen Empire 2015, Eternal Throne 2016, Onslaught 19, Legacy of the Sith 2022.
And then Shadow of the Empire was what? Or Legacy of the Sith was
2022.
22? Okay.
Yeah.
God. 4 years of that expansion.
I mean, yeah. Well, here's the thing. They, banged out expansion after expansion for, 4 years straight almost.
Yeah, and they were, full-on expansions compared to what we had with Onslaught was more of, it is an expansion. It does have more story, but it was just like any other MMO where they would do periodic drops of new content. And when the Legacy of the Sith, it does the same thing where, yes, it is a major expansion, but it's periodic content over a certain amount of time.
Yeah, sort of story-based.
Yeah. Where, for example, if you play SWTOR, if you haven't played SWTOR, highly recommend it. It is free to play. And if you want to get all the DLC and all the expansions, you only have to sub for 1 month. That's it. Until the new expansion drops. But Knights of the Fallen Empire and Knights of the Eternal Throne are actual chapter-based stories. It is literally a single-player experience.
Yeah.
And
funny enough, you can actually go back and play certain chapters if you want to.
Yeah, you can play all the chapters again. Yeah. And there's different difficulties you can do.
Yeah. Why would you want to play on a harder difficulty? I was already getting my butt whooped.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, thank you. I'm good. But yeah, anything else that you want to talk about with the Galactic War Part 1?
It was a great game. It really was.
It is a great game.
And by the way,
it's still going on.
By the way, we did cover the Republic Trooper.
So
operative.
When it comes to
or smuggler.
When it comes to the other characters, they weren't heavily involved in the Galactic War during their storylines. I will give you now, the Bounty Hunter has nothing to do with the Galactic War.
No, neither does the
at
Smuggler.
All. And it's the same with the Smuggler. They have no influence on the war. the counselor, from what we read, Act 1 and Act 2 during the Cold War, and like Act 2 of their stuff and their storyline does affect the war. Act 3 does not, which I don't know what their Act 3 is. So,
for what?
Counselor.
I can't remember either.
Their Act 3 apparently had nothing to do with the war effort. Compared to, like, the Jedi Knight was always with the war effort, same with the Sith Warrior, always against the war effort.
Yeah.
The Inquisitor really didn't have any, like, notions with the war effort at all, because it was all based on Sith artifacts and Sith magic. And then I haven't like gotten that far in the Republic Trooper or the Imperial Agent, so I can't say for sure on those. But I'd imagine they would have been brought up in the show notes.
The Trooper, from what I remember, the ending, you essentially were capturing some high-ranking general or Moff or something. And in the end, they had to trade that Moff in for a bunch of prisoners, and it just pissed your character off.
Oh, that's lovely. Great. Can't wait to play that and learn more about that. All right. Well, everybody, thank you again for listening to Holocron Histories, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you for listening to Holocron Histories, Star Wars Canon versus Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net, the Bennett Friends Podcasting Discord, where you can share your thoughts, experiences, and love for the Star Wars lore. And don't forget, for the Republic!